monthly dividends explode. In this video, we will look at the passive dividend income I received in December. Do you want a piece of the action? An in-depth review of the payments I received and an insight into my investment journey. The good, bad, and the ugly. Why my investments are over a range of different investment categories. Potential investment ideas. Learn from my successes and failures. Disclaimer: I am not a financial advisor. This video content is only intended for entertainment purposes and to share my personal investment journey. You must do your own research before making any financial decisions. You may lose some or all of your money when investing. December's dividend payments were received from companies and investments in different sectors. Please note that there may be some variation in the data due to the time it took to make this video. The data is to be used as a rough guide only. In the asset management and capital markets sector, I received payments from 3 companies. The first being the Ashmore Group, ticker ASHM. Payment date 6th December. Holding 1,304 shares. Dividend payment £157.78, equivalent to working 13 hours at the UK minimum wage. The share price is down 28% in the last year. Investment overview: 52-week range, £1.54 to £2.23. Current price near the low point. Forward dividend yield 10.57%. Price to earnings 11.7 times earnings. Dividend history: dividend payment growth has plateaued. Compound growth rate: 5 years 0.3%, 10 years 0.27%, 15 years 2.31%. Although I would prefer to see dividend growth, I remind myself of the high forward yield. I intend to hold this position for the long term. The next company is 91, ticker N91. Payment date 31st December. Holding 1,073 shares. Dividend payment £57.94, equivalent to working 5 hours at the UK minimum wage. The share price is down 20% in the last year. 52-week range, £1.39 to £1.99. Current price at the low point. Forward dividend yield 7.59%. Price to earnings 8.52 times earnings. Dividend history: dividend payments have decreased. 91 has only been paying a dividend for 4 years. 2024 dividend payments down 6.82%. 2023 dividend payments down 9.59%. Compound growth rate flat over the last 4 years. I intend to hold this position for the long term. The next company is Investec, ticker INVP. Payment date 31st December. Holding 442 shares. Dividend payment £72.93. Equivalent to working 6 hours at the UK minimum wage. The share price is up 2% in the last year. Investment overview: 52-week range, £4.79 to £6.27. Current price near the midpoint. Forward dividend yield 5.69%. Price to earnings 7.81 times earnings. Dividend history: dividend payments significant growth since 2020. Compound growth rate: 5 year 7.7%, 10 year 6.17%, and 15 year 6.93%. It's nice to see above inflation dividend growth. I intend to hold this position for the long term. In the materials and mining sector, I have received a payment from one company, that being Sylvana Platinum, ticker SLP. Payment date 6th December. Holding 989 shares. Dividend payment £9.89, equivalent to working 1 hour at the UK minimum wage. The share price is down 45% in the last year. Investment overview. Sylvania Platinum is an AIM listed stock, which is an abbreviation for Alternative Investment Market, which is made up of small or recently launched companies. 52-week price range 39p to 74p. Current price near the low point. Forward dividend yield 4.78%. Price to earnings 20.5 times earnings. Dividend history. Dividend payments have decreased. This investment was a big mistake on my part. I fell for the high yield at the time of purchase and am now sitting on a massive loss. I intend to sell if the share price rebounds, or I can stomach the loss to invest in something else. UK exchange traded fund dividend payments were received from different sectors and markets in December. I received payments from 6 ETFs. The first being iShares MSCI Brazil ETF, ticker IBZL. Payment date 27th December. Holding 180 shares. Dividend payment £5.42, equivalent to working 0.5 hours at the UK minimum wage. The share price is down 31% in the last year. Investment review. 52-week range £14.45 to £21.96. Current price at the low point. Year to date, daily total return not stated. Expense ratio 0.74%, which is high. Dividend history. Dividend payments have decreased. Payments quarterly. Trailing dividend yield 6.7%. I have reduced my holding size as I feel that there are better investment opportunities, but I intend to hold the remainder of my position at present. Next is iShares EM Dividend ETF, ticker SEDY. Payment date 27th December. Holding 174 shares. Dividend payment £38.38, equivalent to working 3 hours at the UK minimum wage. The share price is flat in the last year. Investment overview. 52-week range £10.26 to £14. Current price at the midpoint. Year to date daily return total not stated. Expense ratio 0.65%, which is high. Dividend history. Dividend payments have decreased. Payments quarterly. Trailing dividend yield 8.01%. I am happy to hold this position. Next is iShares Euro Dividend ETF, ticker IDVY. Payment date 27th December. Holding 95 shares. Dividend payment £4.84, equivalent to working 0.5 hours at the UK minimum wage. The share price is down 2% in the last year. Investment overview. 52-week range £14.18 to £17.76. Current price near the low point. Year to date daily total return not stated. Expense ratio 0.4%, which is high. Dividend history. Dividend payments growth flat. Payments quarterly. Trailing dividend yield 5.85%. I will hold this position. Next is iShares UK Dividend ETF, ticker IUKD. Payment date 27th December. Holding 2,859 shares. Dividend payment £254.71, equivalent to working 22 hours at the UK minimum wage. The share price is up 6% in the last year. Investment overview, 52-week range, £6.63 to £7.73. Current price near the high point. Year-to-date daily total return 12.29%. Expense ratio 0.4%, which is dividend history, dividend payment growth. Payments quarterly, trailing dividend yield 5.75%. I plan to hold this position for the long term. Next is Van Neck Developed Markets Dividend Leaders, ticker TD UK. Payment date 11th December. Holding 95 shares. Dividend payment £6.95. Equivalent to working 0.5 hours at the UK minimum wage. The share price is up 6% in the last year. Investment overview, 52-week range, £30.30 to £34.30. Current price nearer the high point. Year-to-date total return not stated. Expense ratio 0.38, which is a bit high. Dividend history, dividend payment growth flat. Payments quarterly, trailing dividend yield 4.16%. I have sold this position. Alternative investment opportunities available. And lastly, Vanguard FTSE 250 ETF, ticker VMID. Payment date 30th December. Holding 21 shares. Dividend payment £5.25, equivalent to working 0.5 at the UK minimum wage. The share price is up 4% in the last year. Investment overview, 52-week range, £28.92 to £33.65. Current price nearer the high point. Year-to-date daily total return 7.43%. Expense ratio 0.1%, very low. Dividend history, dividend payment growth flat. Payments quarterly, trailing dividend yield 3.3%. I plan to hold this position for the long term. My next investment type is UK listed government gilts, also known as bonds. I received payments from 5 gilts. Firstly, Treasury 2028, 6%, ticker TR28. Payment date 9th December. Holding 11,604 gilts. Coupon payment £348.14, equivalent to working 30 hours at the UK minimum wage. Investment overview. Yield to maturity 4.203%. Previous payment dates June and December. Next payment date 7th June 2025. Gilt price down approximately 5% over the past 12 months. When gilt prices drop, the yield increases, but if gilt prices rise, the yield decreases. Gilt yield up approximately 15% over the last 12 months if you bought at the lower price. I intend to hold to maturity. Next, Treasury 2038, 4.75%, ticker TR38. Payment date 9th December. Holding 2,946 gilts. Coupon payment £69.96, equivalent to working 6 hours at the UK minimum wage. Investment overview. Yield to maturity 4.832%. Previous payment dates June and December. Next payment date 7th June 2025. Gilt price down approximately 9% over the past 12 months. Gilt yield up approximately 18% over the past 12 months if you bought at the lower price. I intend to hold to maturity. Next, Treasury 2040, 4.25%, ticker T40. Payment date 9th December. Holding 1,500 gilts. Coupon payment £31.87, equivalent to working 3 hours at the UK minimum wage. Investment overview. Yield to maturity 4.952%. Previous payment dates June and December. Next payment date 7th June 2025. Gilt price down approximately 10% over the past 12 months. Gilt yield up approximately 15% over the past 12 months if you bought at the lower price. I intend to hold until other investment opportunities arise. Next, Treasury 2046, 4.25%, ticker T46. Payment date 9th December. Holding 4,452 gilts. Coupon payment £94.59, equivalent to working 8 hours at the UK minimum wage. Investment overview. Yield to maturity 5.121%. Previous payment dates June and December. Next payment date 7th June 2025. Gilt price down approximately 15% over the past 12 months. Gilt yield up approximately 15% over the past 12 months if you bought at the lower price. I intend to hold until other investment opportunities arise. Lastly, Treasury 2049, 4.25%, ticker T49. Payment date 9th December. Holding 4,182 gilts. Coupon payment £88.87, equivalent to working 7 hours at the UK minimum wage. Investment overview. Yield to maturity 5.133%. Previous payment dates June and December. Next payment date 7th June 2025. Gilt price down approximately 13% over the past 12 months. Gilt yield up approximately 15% over the past 12 months if you bought at the lower price. I intend to hold until other investment opportunities arise. My passive income total for December 2024 was as follows. Total financial dividend £1,286. Holding cost £67,187. Dividend payment yield on cost 1.92% for the month. Total time dividend equivalent to working hours at the UK minimum wage 112.24 hours, 14.06 8-hour days, 2.81 40-hour weeks. If you compare the value of money against time, which do you value the most? If you gained nearly 3 weeks of free time in the month by replacing time spent at work with passive income, what would you use that time for? Hobbies, studying, and self-improvement, holidays, spending the time with the family and friends? The opportunities are almost endless. Take a few moments to consider the life you could have if you took your future financial independence into your own hands. Live the dream by turning it into a reality. All things being equal, there will always be opportunities to earn or make more money. However, time is a finite resource. Once it's gone, there isn't currently a way of getting it back. Although, if you use the time freed up by passive income to focus on a healthy lifestyle, you might live longer than working yourself into an early grave. If you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe and smash the like button. Get notifications of upcoming videos. Share your dividend investment and passive income journey. Reminder, the content of this video is not financial advice. You must do your own research and seek professional advice if you are unsure.